And so I started down this discovery path, and eventually this worked into what we call the warrior stack. And the warrior stack became a simple tool every single morning the men use. 4 parts: rage, release the rage; second, power focus; third, production focus; fourth, revelation roadmap. Taught in the Doctrine of the Warrior, sits at the core of every man's day who lives the warrior's way. This way to wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter how I wake up today. It doesn't matter how I felt yesterday or how I feel today. I have the power to create and dictate my day. And I can live the warrior's way, but this means I must be willing to deal with what people call wicked. I must be willing to deal with what most call evil. I must be willing to look into the dark and hopefully find the light. See, it's not impressive. It's not impressive to be somebody who can preach the light to the light. That's not impressive. It's not impressive to me, people who can preach from church houses. All right, good for you. But see, the light doesn't have any need of your light. And worse than that was when we start to pretend like that light that we're seeing over here, that light itself is the only place it is, yet the only way I can gain more light is to learn to turn it on in the night. Most people are scared of the dark. You're scared of it. I'm scared of it. We're all scared. We're scared of this reality inside of us. We're scared of who I might be. We're like, what the hell? What could I be if I let it all out? What happened if I put it all on the line? What if you actually saw what was in my mind? Shit, that's scary talk. That's scary talk. And so instead of dealing with the reality of rage, we just ignore it. And then we wonder why shootings are up. And then wonder why medication, over-abuse of medication, pills and heroin is up. We wonder why divorce is running rampant. We wonder why kids are becoming more disconnected from the parents of all time. We wonder why there's the largest exodus out of organized religion of all time. Why? Because people are fucking bullshitting. What if? Just what if? What if? What if? What if the truth that would set you free was found inside the darkness of your humanity? What if your greatest divinity, what if the light that you were after that would help you see wasn't going to be found outside of you and me? What if the light that you were looking for that would set you free was found inside of you? Now that was a scary place to go. It was a scary place to go, but I realized there were a series of questions that I co-created with a series of other individuals and ultimately landed in the warrior stack that began to help me set myself free. Let me share a couple of them with you. First one. In this moment, what or who has triggered you to drift, feel angry, frustrated, pissed off, hurt, upset, or disappointed, and why? See, what I realized was my whole life was filled with triggers. This morning, my dogs were triggering me. I took my dogs to go for a walk. They wouldn't get on the leash. I'm losing my mind. It's just me alone with the dogs, 5 a.m. I'm losing my mind over the fact these dogs won't get on the goddamn leash. I'm fucking pissed. And I have no outlet for this. Normally, I would suppress it. And then I would, worse than that, take it out on the people I cared the most about. And this becomes the most unfortunate game that you and I live in, is the simple fact that we end up spending most of our time unconsciously not dealing with the truth of our own frustration. We dump it on the wife. We dump it on the kids. Gentlemen, what the fuck? We'll be all polite out here to everybody else. We'll be all polite to the people we don't give a shit about at the grocery store. We'll be polite to the people that we don't matter to us, that don't actually add value to us. Fuck, we'll even be nice to people on Facebook. And then we take all that suppression and we go home and blah, blah, on who? The people that should mean the most to us. And then you wonder why you're not getting laid because you're yelling at your wife all the time. You wonder why your kids are scared of you because you're yelling all the time. Or worse than that, you become the ticking time bomb. People always talk to me like, Gary, you're a maniac. You're a maniac. I'm like, dude, I'm the last person you need to be worried about. What you see is what you get. I ain't hiding shit. What I'm talking about, what I'm feeling, if I'm angry, you know it. If I'm happy, you know it. If I'm sad, you know it. What you see is what you get. People you need to be worried about is the dude in the white shirt with the buttoned-up tie who's walking around with a perfect shave, who pretends like everything's okay. The guy who's always smiling, always happy. That's a motherfucker that kills people. Because inside is a hurricane. Inside is a war. But that war doesn't make it to the outside, so it just internally festers and festers and festers until what? Until BAM! It comes out on everybody else. No human being in the right mind rolls up into a room of people with an assault rifle and starts fucking shooting people. You have to be out of your mind to do this shit. It's not normal. It's not human. So the only way you can get there is when you have ignored the truth of what you feel for so long that by the time it comes out, you go black out. I've had this moment happen in fights. Fights when I was growing up, situations where literally my life feels threatening on the line and I lose my fucking mind. I don't really remember what happens because it's just pure blood-curdling fucking survival time. But unfortunately, most of us have treated our entire life this way. The worst is how disappointing, how depressing our lives become when we find ourselves alone as men, divorced, alone, sad, unhappy, all because we don't deal with the truth. The truth is life's hard. The truth is marriage is work. The truth is kids are work. The truth is creating a life that matters is work. And when you are doing work and living, you will be triggered. And those triggers bring up feelings. But bro, you and I have not been taught how to actually deal with those feelings. Most of us have been taught, trained, and educated to shut those feelings down. Most women have taught us to not express our feelings. Most men have been taught by other men that you're a big fucking pussy if you cry. You're a big pussy if you talk about things that don't seem masculine. And yet I'm going to have you consider that a new man is upon us. A new modern man has been built. And it's not this pussified, do whatever your woman says guy. And it's also not this overbearing cockhead asshole who just fucking steamrolls everybody. There's a combination. There's a piece inside of you and me that's demanding for us to be in harmony with the truth of our darkness and our deepest nights as well as our brightest light.